Exit Stage Death is the third and currently the final Picture Perfect Mysteries film. Am I sad it's the final one? A little bit. This has been a roller coaster. The first film was okay, the second one was terrible, and the third one was pretty decent as well. I think out of the three, my favourite is the first, but I'd rank this one in the middle. It was released in 2020. It's directed by Ron Oliver and written by Marcy Holland. And of course, it stars Alexa PenaVega as Allie and Carlos PenaVega as Sam. And Allie is at a theatre show photographing things, and one of the actors in the play is murdered. And of course, she takes it upon herself to try and find out who committed the murder. And we have a couple of potential suspects, which is always a good thing. There's nothing worse than having too few suspects, because either it's too easy to work out or who did it was never mentioned and it just doesn't make any sense. Thankfully, that's not the case here, and with regards to who I thought was responsible, I'm not going to say, of course, I won't spoil anything, but I didn't work it out. I thought I did. I was so sure I knew who had done it, and I was wrong, and I liked being wrong because I loved the direction it took. I thought it was a really interesting narrative with a really great pacing to it. We found out new information or potential leads at a pretty steady pace. Sometimes with this kind of film, and indeed with the previous film, nothing happened for a very long period of time and then everything kind of happens at once. But the pacing here was so much better that it was actually quite enjoyable to watch. And on the plus side, Sam is not annoying. He was very irritating in the second film, didn't mind him in the first film, but actually he was absolutely fine here, and I'm really pleased with that. Allie was a tiny bit annoying, but nothing I couldn't handle, and it was generally a really fascinating story that worked really well. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I enjoyed it enough that part of me wishes there was a fourth Picture Perfect Mysteries film, because it was more than watchable. It wasn't perfect, but it was a pretty good journey, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you've watched the first two and you gave up after the second one because the second film really wasn't very good, the third one is much better. So it is definitely worth watching. If they ever do a fourth, this was released, as I said, in 2020, so it's unlikely if they're going to have such a huge gap. But if they ever do, then yes, I'll be happy enough to watch it. I might even look forward to it. Exit Stage Death is a good narrative, well written, well structured, well paced, with generally likable characters, and that's all I want. That's all I ask for. So definitely worth checking out if you've seen the previous two, and indeed if you liked the previous two. As I said, if you didn't like the second one, I'd say don't let that affect your decision to watch the third. It is significantly better. Not that that's saying much, because the second was terrible, but it is a lot better, and I enjoyed it. I wouldn't watch it again, but Exit Stage Death is a pretty good one-time watch.